Just before 2:30 this afternoon, a Waratah train in the Homebush area has ended up with the pantograph, that's the power connecting device of the train, has collided with a number of wires, the overhead wire system. This has not only damaged the pantograph, but has brought the overhead wire down the 1500 volt DC onto the roof of the train. Our response teams are all on site. They are now working to ensure that the correct isolations are put in place to remove the 300 passengers who are on that train, and also a couple of trains which are caught where the power was switched off in an emergency. The most important thing here is safety, making sure we do that under safe conditions and there's no risk of the power being switched on by accident or other means. So once we've done that, our own response team, plus also the assistance of police and other emergency services, will safely evacuate those people off the train and to the nearest station. This means that the main west line in the Homebush area is completely closed down. The alternatives are very limited, and I'd ask customers and passengers to be aware that if you are not travelling, please do not do so on the rail network. There are limited services in other areas. The only area not affected by this is the T4 and the South Coast and Central services. The rest of the other lines, including the airport line and other services on the North Shore, are impacted by this significant delay. Once we isolate the power and get everyone clear of the area, we will be able to use the remaining 4 lines which are available to us to move trains in the area. But we cannot do that until we know this wire, which is on the top of the train, has been made safe. The important thing to understand, we've spoken to Uber. We put in the price surging cap and they've agreed to do that. So people are looking to use point-to-point services and alternatives. There will be price caps in place and no surging. Bus services, as people know, we've got every single bus running for the peak hour as per normal timetable. There is no opportunity for us to extend those bus services and put in temporary arrangements. But if this continues after the evening peak, we will look to run additional services between central CBD and towards Lidcombe as well, which we'll look at. We're asking people to be very patient. I know it's very frustrating. We'll find out why this incident occurred, and obviously I'll be working with Matt Longland and the Sydney Trains team to understand why this occurred. It is too early to say, was it a train, or is it something to do with the overhead wiring system, or has there been something else which is caught up in the overhead wire itself? The most important thing now is to make sure people are safe. The other thing to recognise is we are fully stretched in all parts of the state. We have teams up north dealing with the flood situation, which is escalating in the mid-north coast. Maritime teams, additional road and response teams have been sent to that region as we're seeing more flooding occur across the roads in that area, particularly Maitland, Taree, and many areas north and the mid-coast section. So we're dealing with a number of incidents. Please bear with us while we do this. Obviously we're trying to keep the roads clear as much as possible, particularly on the roads heading out of town as people are using alternatives. We will update the team as soon as we can, but at this stage, no services between central Sydney and Lidcombe. The main west line is closed down. There are limited services on other routes, and as I've said, the only line running and operating normally to schedule is the T4 and the South Coast line.